Do you want a chance to win a custom playmat of Xtra tonight in our new Scrubbly giveaway tournament as a guest duelist? Then click down the description below. Hello friends, welcome back to another YGOPro video. This time we'll be looking up hero support, and it's in the form of a link monster. It's called Xtra HERO Wonder Driver, and it's a link 2 monster with the arrows pointing up and down. It's actually not that bad running in the heroes. Now this card can only be used in the hero deck because obviously it says hero materials on it. One of the nice things about this card is it lets you recycle Miracle Fusion, Polymerization, Mass Change, and a bunch of other stuff. So what it does is if it's also on field, it points down and up. And if a hero monster is summoned to a zone this card points to, I think it has to be your possession, I believe, then you can get a fusion spell card, a change quick play spell, or a polymerization spell from your graveyard and set it to your side of the field. So if it's like the spell card that you use just to fuse to make the monster on the slots it's pointing down to, that means that you can poly again, even miracle fuse again, so you can make another hero monster. And the other nice effect of it is I never trigger this effect because it rarely stays on the field. If it is destroyed by battle or card effects into the graveyard, you can spec one hero monster from your hand. I don't think that effect's that relevant. It probably will never be used at all. Because you usually, with this sort of deck, you probably want to link someone with your Hero Wonder Driver, because what usually happens is that you make a fusion monster that points down below it, recycle the spell card that you used to make it, and then link someone with it for another monster that points elsewhere, giving you more slots to fusion summon or even summon it on the other link zone if it's not occupied by your opponent. Now some easy ways to get it out is use Malicious, of course, because you can just spec that if you fuse it from hand, or use a Hero Lives, a spec from the deck, and attack in the Balancer Lord Gold Sarcophagus engine. So if you banish it, you can spec a monster from your hand. Also Bubble Man can be spec from hand if you only got that card in your hand, so it's quite easy to set it up. Now about how good Wonder Drive is, it's a link 2 monster, therefore you can link someone in with it afterwards after you use the effect to recycle or spell a trap card, and it does point down, so you can summon a monster on the thing it points to, and then you can just link someone with it using another monster from your field or something, probably a Malicious, because you're probably going to end up using Malicious to make it most of the time, or if you fuse with Malicious from hand after you recycle its effect, therefore Malicious can spec and then you can link someone with it. So the best thing to link someone with it into is a link 3, probably a Decode Talker if we don't have Summon Sorceress. Summon Sorceress also a card that got announced very much at the same time as Xtra HERO Wonder Drive. Now this card is absolutely busted, and it's quite good in heroes because it can only be made with 2+ monsters of the same type, and of course elemental heroes. They're all warrior monsters, so it's quite easy to make it in this deck. Usually use Wonder Drive and a Malicious, or Wonder Drive another hero monster that you have spare in the field, like a Bubble Man in hand spec. Now this card's effect is if it's link summon, it's got a relevant effect where you spec one from your hand to your opponent's side of the field, but that's if you need monsters on the field, if they don't have enough cards. But with this deck it's quite easy to swarm the field, so you target something it points to and then spec from deck a monster with the same type as that monster. So what does this mean? It means we can spec like a Bubble Man from the deck or any warrior from the deck, so that includes any tuners. In this case I use a TG Striker, which is a level 2 warrior tuner, so if you combine it with a Malicious, it's a level 8 synchro play you can do. Or if you want, you can spec Bubble Man if you got another water monster level 4, and you can just make a Bahamut Shark and then with the 2 war monsters, and then make a Toad, since it's a link 3 pointing bottom right and bottom left. So most of the time you'll end up with like an Absolute Zero or another fusion monster below the Summon Sorceress and a Toad Bahamut Shark on your board, or even any other rank force that you want to run in this deck. Now hopefully though we get Summon Sorceress at some point. They announced it at the V-Jump promo in OCG, so that's quite unreliable because we don't know when we're actually going to get those V-Jump stuff. It's not very consistent the way Konami releases those sort of sets. So the future is looking good for heroes. Of course Stratos is still banned in TCG, so unless if they unban it, but I don't think they'll unban it, not for a while at least. Hopefully I've jinxed that so they do unban it. Still Shadow Mist at 3, and the deck still relies a lot on Dark Lord to stun your opponent from playing. I don't know if the deck will change quite much when this card is released, honestly. It just has more link combos that can make, so the more better link monsters like Summon Sorceress that we get, the better the deck becomes, I guess. Other than that, this card is overall a decent card, good support, good link monster support, so I like a lot of other decks that are getting link monster support nowadays. So yeah, that's about it for this video. You can download this deck down in the description below if you want, so check that out. And any other suggestions, like what other fusions did I miss out? I know I missed out the Shining, but I had to cut out the Shining from the Xtra deck to make room for Adoration. I had to fuse with a Destined Hero or a Vision Hero Fion to make it, or a Scurry Dow and stuff, so I had to cut that. There's only like 1 or 2 light monsters in this deck anyway, so yeah. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye. Hero.